Next, the key of Hagith is obtained after solving the zodiac puzzle and acquiring the stone of time. Placing the stone into the grandfather clock causes it to chime 5 times as the glass shatters, revealing the key. The 5 chimes seem to represent both the 5 items required to pass through the door, as well as Hagith's ranking as the 5th most powerful of the 7 Olympian spirits. We also cannot ignore that this part of the game seems to be hinting at the number 5, and more precisely, the power associated with the pentagram, in my estimation. The Olympian spirit Hagith corresponds with the Ankh. Hagith's planet is Venus, and metal is copper. The reason Hagith corresponds with the Ankh is because this Olympian spirit is concerned with all things sexual. According to the Book of Ceremonial Magic, it reads, quote, "The government of venereal concerns, meaning sexual, is entrusted to Hagith, and the person possessing his character is adorned with all beauty. He converts copper into gold in a moment and gold instantaneously into copper. He also gives faithful serving spirits." End quote. One secret of the Ankh is that it is comprised of 2 parts. The feminine portion is prominently placed above the male phallus. The union of the lingam with the yoni, or the masculine with the feminine, holds the key to the generative force of the universe and the realm of the gods. The 2 become one, creating a third, and so on. This represents the eternal cycle of life or immortality in the heavens as well as on the earth. Egyptian gods carry the Ankh as a symbol of their dominion over life and death, the ability to create as well as to destroy. The key of Hagith opens the path for Harry to obtain the Ring of Contract and the Crest of Mercury in the Nowhere jewelry store. It is interesting that both of these items are found in the same room, as they represent the far reaches on either side of the spectrum concerning the Olympian spirits used in this part of the game. The ring represents Saturn, the planet furthest from the sun, whereas Mercury being the planet closest to the sun. Remember, these are ancient symbols representing the planets that the ancients could see with the naked eye. So Uranus, Neptune, and poor old Pluto, it's not really a planet anymore, I guess, are not included. Also on the second floor, Harry finds the camera to assist with the next puzzle. As well as using the screwdriver found earlier, he opens the metal plate on the wall. Behind this plate, the key of Eratron is revealed. However, it cannot be acquired yet since it is electrified. Of the 7 Olympian spirits, Eratron is the most powerful, which seems appropriate since this key appears to be glowing with an electric charge. This key, of course, must be collected last. Taking the elevator to the 3rd floor, Harry finds an altar which venerates the light of the future and the light illuminating the darkness. This puzzle contains elements and themes of Freemasonry. Some of the shapes revealed on the paintings are said to resemble the tools of the Master Mason. According to the writings of one Master Mason, Dr. K. Jayothindra Kumar, he writes, quote, "Indeed, God is light, and the mission of Masonry is to open the windows of the mind of man, letting the dim spark within us meet and blend with the light of God, the Alpha and Omega, the first and the last, in whom there is no darkness." End quote. What Harry obtains by completing this ritualistic puzzle is the birdcage key, some health, and some information about White Claudia. It seems that this may be the drug Lisa was talking about. However, there are not a lot of hallucinogenic substances that are truly addictive, for reasons that should be incredibly obvious to anyone who has ever taken mushrooms, ayahuasca, DMT, or perhaps LSD. Although there are a few accounts of MDMA or ecstasy and PCP having certain addictive qualities, however rare. It appears as if Team Silent's curiosity with hallucinogens may dwarf their own personal experiences. There are dozens of psychoactive and hallucinogenic plants found throughout the world, some of which, such as acacia, are thought to have helped prophets such as Moses divine the future and even see the face of God, figuratively, of course. However, developing an addiction to a powerful psychedelic is highly unlikely. Harry makes his way back to the first floor, unlocking the birdcage, where he obtains the Key of Phaleg. The Key of Phaleg is the third key of the 5 Olympian spirits that are found in the Nowhere level. It marks the midpoint of completion at this particular stage in the game. The Olympian spirit Phaleg corresponds with the planet Mars, and his symbol is the dagger of Melchior. According to the Book of Ceremonial Magic, about Phaleg it reads, quote, "Phaleg governs the things that are attributed to Mars. The person who possesses his character is raised by him to great honor in military affairs." End quote. The dagger is a weapon used for stabbing, close quarters combat, and also for sacrifices, which may be why it is depicted facing downward. It is curious that this blade is named after Melchior, the eldest of the 3 magi written about in the Bible. He was known as the king of Persia, but he wasn't known as a warrior. It seems the dagger's association with Melchior may be of a magical and divine nature, as the Magi were better known as mystics of divination.